play to Malik, the big touchdown. When you got the call, were you thinking that's who we were going to go to, or was you waiting to see?
Yeah, all game today, I mean, the defense had very great disguise looks, man, zone, just different things. On that snap, I mean, it was a shot called, and I know in the backside is a good high-low, and I knew I had numbers backside, and Malik, knowing he's going to get his depth, he's going to be a playmaker with the ball in his hand. That's how to find a way to give it to him. So at the end of the day, I threw him the pass, but he did most work, and I'm thankful for having him as a receiver.
Your feelings when you broke free?
My feelings?
Yeah.
Oh, they were hype for sure. That was one of my longest passes, or was the longest pass all game. So at the end of the day, it feels good to put points on the board.
Fentress going rogue on me. Rob. We don't have followers.
Dillon asked the same thing as Malik. Just in this era of like the transfer portal and kind of being, thrust into situations like a rivalry like this, what was your process of getting up to speed on the emotions of it, and what does it mean, as he did, to come up with a huge play at the end to help clinch a win that means so much to the program?
All week I was talking to different guys that have been in the program multiple years, like Bryce here was getting me right, and then just to come into the game and make an impact like I did, it just means the world in 20WWE.
James.
Dante, we've talked at times about how you've overcome lows. This, I would imagine, has to be one of your highest of highs.
Yeah.
And among the celebration there, where you have the game that you had, you give away your gloves to a kid, where obviously that's going to have some value in the long run.
Yeah.
What is the high of this feeling? When you punch a playoff ticket, this is the biggest thing you've accomplished in football to date. What is this feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing feeling, but without these guys next to me, without the guys on the team, we wouldn't have gotten it done. But overall, I mean, this is, very emotional at the end of the game, just how much this win meant just for the team and just the state of Oregon. Playing for the PNW, I mean, it was a great competitive game. Playing on the road, Bryce kept bringing up the situation that happened 2 years ago. And I kind of felt like he had so much emotion that kind of, I use it as fuel to make sure I'm pushing myself every day, to make sure the offense is pushing ourselves. But at the end of the day, I mean, we clinched playoff berth, but I think the best thing for us is just to recover, make sure we're getting our bodies back, and, watching our film.
Marilyn.
To respond on that a little bit, Dante, Dan was talking about, like, this game isn't about a lack of emotion, it's about controlling emotion. What does that look like on the field today?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just the players that are from Seattle. It could be with them. It can be just this game, how it's a rival game. At the end of the day, of course, Washington's, what they have in their building is beat Oregon. I know it's a very emotional game, but at the end of the day, we can't let emotions kind of phase us as a team. We're trying to do more execution over emotion. At the end of the day, I feel like we did a great job just pushing ourselves. And when good plays happen, we got had on helmets, and when bad plays happen, we make sure we communicate. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of emotions in this game, but we're thankful for each other.
Brett.
Bryce, Charlie talked about earlier this week how that loss 2 years ago here in Seattle, watching the fans run, was one of the worst experiences he had felt. Knowing what this rivalry and this history between these two programs meant, how sweet does this one feel to come away the senior season win in Washington with this team clinching a spot in the college football playoffs?
Yeah, feels pretty good. It's stuff you dream about, season on the line. Coming up here, UW, I'm 1-3 against these guys in my career at Oregon. They're a good football team, and to end in that fashion with these guys by my side, it's pretty dang special, especially being my senior year or whatnot. So I'm just grateful. It's awesome.
Zach.
Bryce, can you explain to me the shirt and what those mean and what that says on there?
I don't have a shirt, by the way.
Hey, we're gonna get Dante a shirt, but it's CCU. It's abbreviation for Caucasian Collision Unit. We've been thinking about this for a while. Being that DT got on the team, so we've kind of been brewing, and his brother helped us out with making a shirt. So, it's fitting that we wore it today.
Eric.
Dante, over here. I guess I'm just curious. Malik was just up here saying once you guys get everybody back, how dangerous this team could be. From your perspective, kind of the same question. What can this team be in December when we see you guys play next?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I got to give most credit to the ones that had to step up. The guys knowing this next man mentality when it comes to up front, when it comes to even the defensive side of the ball, or just the receivers, just in general. But at the end of the day, of course, you're at your strongest when everybody's healthy. And I feel like we have some time to make sure we're getting people back and getting recovered. So only God knows what can happen from there.
Brenna.
Bryce, what do you think it's going to be like playing a football game in December outside of these states?
It'll be the first time ever, so I'm excited. Obviously, we had senior night against SC, so it's going to be full focus, full business on this game that's coming up. I'm hoping it's going to be the loudest game ever played in Autzen Stadium. And probably one of the most fun. So I'm juiced for it.
Jack.
Bryce, not often when does an offense just rely on the special teams to create the lead. A lot of that is attributed to the work that you guys do on defense. Talking about the mentality that you guys had coming in to UW, just to sort of maintain and keep Williams in the backfield from him killing with the legs.
Yeah, I mean, he's a heck of a quarterback, man. I mean, we had our hands on him so many times, and he, found a way to escape, and that was our number one must, is caging him. And, we did a solid job at times, and at times he got out because he's a great player. But at the end of the day, we did a good enough job of caging him, and, DT was a big part of that, and our D-line did great. So, yeah, I think it just starts with Coach Tosh and the emphasis of it, come Monday, but, we showed up and played well.
Tyson.
Dillon, how many hits in your career have had as big of impact as the one on Roebuck there? And were you at all surprised when he just popped right back up too?
I was surprised. I was like, I thought I hit him pretty good, but he got up, he got the ball, so I mean, it was a hell of a catch by him.
Aaron.
This is the second time in a row you guys have done this for Bryce. Have done a pretty good job against Williams. What is it about your team that you guys are able to contain him a little bit?
We got good players.
That simple?
Yeah, and
Scheme-wise,
we got great coaches and great players. The coaches put in a scheme for us and a game plan, and we execute it. Obviously he got out a couple times, like I said, and got away, but he's a great football player, and our D-line and back end plastered. Starts obviously up front with the D-line, but without great coverage, obviously they got to be covered downfield in order to get to them. So just all around good coaching, good defense.
Matt.
I guess Dillon and Bryce, can you speak to just Tosh's impact? He's a popular name for head coaches elsewhere after this season. Can you maybe speak to just how he's developed this defense and what he means to you guys?
I feel like he's always finding a new edge for us where we can grow, and always looking at like whether we do good, like what can we do better, what can we keep getting better and better. And he'll talk to each of us like one-on-one, bring us aside, and be like, all right, this is what we're looking at, this is what we need to do, this is what we should communicate. So I think he's just really good at looking at details and really good at helping players develop.
Yeah, he's a heck of a coach, man. He's works extremely hard for us and makes it clear that all the success on the field is because of the players and not him, which you got to give him credit. And he's super intense, which I love. He's more of an old school guy, which kind of blends with my personality. So great coach, and yeah.
James.
Whether you knew it or not, the way the history in this series, they failed a lot on fourth down a couple years ago when they were losing. And Dan took a lot of criticism for that, both here and at home. You guys converted a couple of fourth downs early that were really big that helped you guys take the lead. What did you see on the 4th and 1 that on the 17-yard pitch, because obviously you pitched the ball there, the completion of Malik over the middle on the 4th down? You attacked the middle a couple times today. What do you see on those plays?
Yeah, just knowing Coach Lannon is how insane he is. He's a guy that is just always has so much trust in the offensive side of the ball, and as a player, you love that. That's a coach that you would die for, and make sure that if it's 4th and 1, 4th and whatever, that you're going to leave it all on the line for him. But yeah, having Coach Lannon there, he always talks to me and makes sure I'm confident with play calling, and Coach Stein does a great job of game planning and finding just different ways that if a defense disguises something to get to another call. But yeah, just in general, great play calling. Coach Lane has a lot of trust in us, and I feel like at the end of the day, we can go out there and make sure we get it.
Last question right in front left.
Bryce, what's the expectation for this group in the CFP?
The expectation is win a national championship, plain and simple. Obviously, we got to go one practice at a time, one game at a time, and whoever our first opponent is, we can't look past that. I'm excited to figure out who that's going to be, but like I said, end goal is national championship, but one game at a time.
Thank you guys. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate you guys.